That should be us back. That'll be mic muted. No, looks like we're good. Let's just check on the video status. Yep, so we're back. Okay, so yeah, I had to take a break. I think we got through 4 games last time. Let's just go through 5 games. No, 4 games, because we're going to leave Honk 3D to later. Okay. Alright, well, let's just get straight back into it. Digging about. So, this next one, it'll be How the Grinch Stole Veterans Day, or How the Grinch Stole the Japanese High School Cultural Festival. By Hitlersaurus Christ. I give a name. Also, I just ate some stuff, and I'm hoping that doesn't mess up too much during the stream. Ugh, I think I'm going to belch a bunch, I apologise. I hope I don't. Ugh. Anyway. No, this is Horse World. We played that. Grinch. Okay, so this is 2 little games? Looks like it. Let's see what this is like then.
All the Who lived in a liberal college town did not. Finch hated the troops, you see, whether they'd served or were still serving. He was furious they had their own holiday when they weren't the least bit deserving. Why he hated Veterans Day so much, nobody quite knows. Could it be perhaps because the post office was closed? But I think the most likely reason was simply where his patriotism should be lay an empty abyss.
Aww.
Taking the day off from work, he snarled with a sneer, and honoring the very troops that pollute other countries with fear. Then he growled and grumbled, though no one was there to hear it. Today I'll crush those Who-Americans' patriotic spirit. First things first, the Grinch continued without shame. I'll kneel during the
Sorry about that.
flute ball game.
No global sound on this, so if I go and switch to adjust any sounds or anything, I'm just going to get silence. Okay, left, right keys move, up key jump. Pressing up to jump. Okay, down key kneel of disrespect. Alright, time to be a dirty liberal. What cartoon is this taken from? Alright, so I'm at maximum disrespect, so now what? Wait, I've got to do through the. I've got to go through the whole anthem. Okay. Notice just how much space that title is taking up. See if I can fix that. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'll just take it off for this game, I guess.
For them without permission, he'd learned.
Turn the volume up a little as well.
In front of a great big patriotic crowd. They'll whine and they'll scream, and I'll love it, he thought out loud.
Press up for the crowd and steal valor. Select clothes and press buttons with the mouse. What? Dress up. Pants, shoes. I don't know. Guess I can be slightly camp cowboy Grinch. Yay! Does it actually matter which parts I select? So confused about this game.
Anthem disrespected.
Yeah,
and
I don't think
stolen. He'd
I don't think I quite got that.
Quite a fervor. But the Grinch decided it wasn't enough. He had to take things further. At that moment, he noticed a paraplegic slowly rolling down the street. It was a lonely old veteran, missing all 4 of his hands and feet. The man said, "I'm down on my luck. Do you have any change to spare?" But the Grinch ignored the poor fellow and stole his wheelchair.
Race to the finish line while dodging veterans and destroying American flags. See if there's any sound with this one, which is a pity. Right, how do I destroy the flag? How do I... Is there a button I'm supposed to press? Oh, okay, I'm supposed to set myself on fire and then jump through the flag.
While he'd caused quite a stir and committed at least one crime, most of the public was still celebrating the entire time. I just hate these patriotic rubes, giving discounts and free stuff. After a moment of deep thought, the Grinch decided enough was enough. Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, treasonous, awful idea. He'd get rid of the very
I was
soldiers
half
who were
expecting
fighting
at least a
foreign
semi-animated
men. The
huge
Grinch
grin
took
that he
a flight
does.
to Iraq with his trusty gun in his hand.
The Grinch grin. Kill or be killed. Shoot bald eagles for extra health. So you just go into cover if you want to reload. My reaction time for this there might have been a cutscene there, but I'm guessing pressing space skips it. That's unfortunate. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. If space is the same button to skip cutscenes, having space be the control for Considering you're going to be mashing space to dodge bullets, so yeah, that's a bit of a design flaw. All right, so that was one half of the game. Oh, but you're not going to let me select the other one? It just closes the game. Well, I'm going to select it manually, I guess. Alright, well, How the Grinch Stole the Japanese High School Cultural Festival. Is this one not voiced? Oh. At Karigaoka High School, it was that special time of year. The cultural festival was happening and the students were full of cheer. How do you... Okay. What you might ask me is this cultural festival thingamabungus? Why, it's when the whole school becomes a carnival and the whole school is quite humongous. For just one day, and only one, each class is born anew as haunted houses on okonomiyaki stands, or even fortune-telling booths too. That was a bit of a reach for a rhyme. The Grinch, with his black heart so foul, had graduated long ago, and since he could no longer make a sober stand there, he decided it had to go. But there was one man out there who hated this delightful fest. That man was the Grinch, and he was not like the rest. He entered Karigaoka High as a normal public guest in disguise, and vowed to ruin the day for each and every class's cheerful girls and guys. The first target of his rotten plan was Class 2B, who had toiled both night and day to turn their class into quite the spectacle, a cosy maid cafe. The Grinch, that vile creature, stole a maid outfit for himself and changed quickly with a swing. The wretched man would take all the guests' orders, but serve them the wrong thing. Okay. Controls. Left, right keys move. Up key food. I don't know why. It would be wildly funny if the instructions were just left in Japanese. Alright, so what am I doing here? They want onigiri. Yeah, well, you're getting a melon. How do I give food? How do I give food? Is it not up? Do I have to give them the right thing? No. Is it space? Is it click? What am I supposed to do? It's that point where you just end up mashing every key on the keyboard just to see if any of them do anything. So far, no luck. Well, that's a pity. Could I just take this to the trash? Here you go, have some trash. Have some trash. Wait, what happened there? I guess I somehow gave that to them? Isn't that just like a very specific hitbox you're supposed to press the key to or something? Oh. He laughed and howled and hooted. Yatta! He said in a voice so snide. He started to head to 1C's haunted house, when suddenly he heard noises coming from outside. The Light Music Club was holding a concert, and the whole school was gathered to hear their song. And if there's one thing the Grinch despised, it was music, with a hate so strong. Oh, the noise. Oh, the noise, 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 noise. There's one thing I hate. All the noise, 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 noise. He stormed outside, his purpose clear. He'd make them feel terror instead of fun. He'd shout and curse and throw things, since in Japan it's hard to get a gun. The concert finished to raucous cheers, despite all the Grinch had tried. But he'd angered enough people to satisfy him, so he headed inside. The halls were growing less and less busy since the concert had now ended. The Grinch hurried to his next destination, munching on some takoyaki from a stand that he'd upended. It's getting a bit hard to read this text. He passed by Class 3C and, peering inside, noticed a beautiful third-year girl standing there in all her glory. Is this game safe going forward? And a bland boy far behind, unnoticed, his face the colour of a strawberry kakikori. It was Husuke, the bland, quiet boy on whose school day sat at the back of the class and slightly to the right. "Today's the day I confess to the student council president," he muttered, shaking and gripping a love letter tight. The Grinch understood the situation, and his next goal became plain as day. He'd use his techniques as a pickup artist to steal the student councillor president away. Oh no. Am I gonna have to, stop this early? He passed by Class 3C and, peering inside, noticed a beautiful Wait, what? Okay, that was the same text. Space scroll text. Alright. It's a VN now. "Today is the day I will confess to Wagamama-san, but my heart is going doki doki. Oh, hi there. Move it, pipsqueak. Oh, okay. Who is there? Do I know you? I am the Grinch. What's your name, beautiful? I'm the student council president, Wagamama-ama. Such a beautiful name for such a beautiful flower. Well, I'm sort of busy right now. Please leave me be. If I let go now, I'll regret it till the day I die. Eh? Eh? Such a kind man. I think my heart is gonna explode. I think I made the choice twice. Please let me take you out for a date at the amusement park, or maybe somewhere more intimate, like the sea. Ocean? Umida! Note, umida means the sea. Are those meant to be there? Well, I guess maybe just once. I mean, I can't. This is my chance. Husuke's heart was shattered as the Grinch... Okay, we're back to normal Grinch. Husuke's heart was shattered as the Grinch performed a flawless Cupidon, that handsome devil in green. Cupidon, best translated as wall slam, is something cool guys do, in case you didn't know, you baka gaijin. But before the Grinch could make his move, a loud voice shouted, "Hands in the air, slime ball!" It was a cop. The police had come to school after getting a scared phone call. "Grinch, you're 61 years old, and this lady is only 17 to boot. And you've committed a number of misdemeanors today. You're under arrest, you old coot." Well, I'd love to be able to read this text, but you've got black text on the background, so unless I can select it, I think we're done here. trying to read the words that we can see. Some kind of lesson be learned, but the grit more than be rupt. But this is the end. The end. Well, that was fun. Unfortunately, it seems like the sound work isn't completed yet, and the waiting game, that one was a little bit unclear what you're meant to do. Actually, I think there was a common issue with a couple of the mini games in this, where it wasn't really clear what it was you were meant to do. Again, another kind of WarioWare game, a bit like the Pup game. I mean, this had quite a few more games going for it, and it's just they need a little bit of work, I think. Alright, well, that was cool. So, up next. I've only got 2 more games on desktop, and then there's a couple games through browser, and then there's the multiplayer game. So 5 to go. Am I really only halfway through? Damn. Feels like this session's taking longer than the previous ones. I don't know. Maybe the games have just had more to them this time, or maybe I'm going a bit too slow. Oh, if I know actually, yeah, this has been going on a while. How long have I been streaming today? It's 20 minutes just on that one game. Oh well, anyway. What's this one? Okay, this is Plants vs. Zombies vs. Predator. I want the title of the game. What is it? Okay, there it is. Oh wow, no title screen. We just get straight into the action. Alright. Now, I've never actually played Plants vs. Zombies, so I only vaguely have an idea of what to expect. Seem to be having difficulty actually capturing the game. Game capture doesn't seem to want to know. Let's try window capture. Okay. See if this works. Space to continue. Okay. Might as well make more pea shooters and help me clear out these zombies. Arrow keys to move, scroll wheel to zoom in and out. Hold A and click to create a new pea shooter. Just try not to run out of plant matter, or else we won't be able to clear the whole place out. If that happens, you can press escape to start over. Can I... What's it do here? This is kind of a... The sector is secure. You may click to proceed. Okay. Can I pick these up, or do these just sit here? I can place them on the weed, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. Howdy, I'm the Plantern. I'm the real deal. Hold Q and click to make more of me, which is something you'll want to do on account of how handy I am. Not to slander my pea-shooting pals, but they can't see for heck. Oh, okay, yeah. Alright. This game looks kind of rough, but it actually, so far, controls really nicely. At least I think so, anyway. I mean, I guess I mean in the sense of, like, I've just picked the game up and I already feel pretty competent in it. I mean, maybe it's also because the game's not very difficult, I don't know. I assume that there's a house over here, that's the reason. Oh yeah, there's two houses, blimey. Ooh, and a bunch of incoming weed. Just place a shitload of plants down, why not? I'm actually starting to feel like I maybe didn't want to do that. Oh, blimey, there are a lot of zombies down here. I've got one question. Where's the predator? I see the plants, I see the zombies. I mean, okay, yeah, the predator's invisible, but... Oh, there he is. I'm an alien, lol. Put down a light and I'll give you some of my stash. Don't tell anybody though, Lamau. Especially not Predator, the dude's a narc. Space narc, lol. Alright, well, I'll put a light next to you, so where's my weed? Okay, he just slowly generates it. Wait, where'd you come from? Oh, they fall asleep eventually. Oh, wait. Oh, actually, I just realised how loud the music was. Oops. Wait, why am I all the way out here now? Oh, I guess I was just putting my cursor out. I don't think I'm being the most economic with my plant placement here. It's pretty big, isn't it? To get some weed. The other aliens asleep? Nope. I think he's not giving this plant weed, is it? Not close enough. Okay, it's not. Whoa, blimey. That was a lot of predator. Yeah, it's just a massive wall of predator. That's kind of lame. Alright, well, I don't appear to have any way to generate new plant matter, so at this point the game should probably just, the round should probably just end. Right, hit escape to restart mission. Alright, well, I think I've had enough anyway. Yeah, obviously the art is a little rough, but the game actually functions kind of nicely, and another thing I kind of like is the game introduces you to its mechanics slowly. I get just simple enemies to fight at the start, just to get used to the game. Then it turns the difficulty up a little bit, introduces one new enemy right at the end, and then it throws you in the deep end and the final level. But it's only introducing like one mechanic at a time, so that's really nicely paced out, and I can appreciate that. I appreciate it especially seeing there's an awful lot of games this jam, especially the more difficult ones, don't do that. They just chuck you straight into the deep end right off the bat. So yeah, that's good. So the controls are pretty easy to figure out. Like I said earlier, the game controls nicely. I wouldn't expect that from a game that looks like this. Which I know is stereotypical, don't judge a book by its cover, but yeah. Any other thoughts? The last encounter is probably a little bit silly. It feels a little bit lazily designed, to be honest. I mean, it is literally just a great big room with billions of the enemies copied and pasted everywhere. That's that's a little bit sad. But other than that, that's pretty good. Right. Finally is Super Scream Fighter. So there's this, the 2 browser games, and then it's time to honk. Okay, so difficult finding these titles, damn it. There we go. So Super Scream Fighter, which is a game maker game. Yep, this is a Harold Krell game. I guess we're going for Mr. Twerk over here. Wow, okay. So yeah, you fight by typing out the words. I need to dodge the old thing. No poses in the big league, Bursif. Oh, that goes too very fast. That goes... Nice English. That goes by too fast. Oh no! No, I jumped into it like an idiot. Oh god, it's really hard to land the bigger attacks. I suppose it's fine. I think I might pick the worst character here somehow.
You lose. Final round. Fight.
Just like a real fighter, I think just spam one move over and over again, you just win. Yep. That's amazing.
You win. Round one. Fight.
He hits really hard. I love this guy's face.
You win. Round two. Fight.
Oh wow. I didn't even know countering was a mechanic.
You lose.
Arse just hits too. Oh god, he has a lot of health. Okay, so it's a counter whenever your attack lands as they're firing another attack. Alright. I might as well try.
Round one. Fight.
Oh god, he's got so much health! I completely jumped over that. So I feel like the difficulty gets a little bit extreme at the end, but I don't know. Do they do less damage the more you spam them, perhaps? Look at that! Fucking annihilated! I don't know, really. I don't think it's really possible to counter him, because, look, his words come out so quick that it's just... I guess the idea is to try to have a number of different words typed out at once. Oh well. Don't really feel like I'm making any headway with that anyway. Yeah, there's probably a mechanic I'm just not getting. Unless this guy is utterly broken, let's find out. Yeah, I'm beginning to think character balance might be a little wonky. And again, this is only level 1. And I'm pretty sure I was taking more damage. Okay. I just straight up one-shot him. I'm not sure if the variable damage is intentional or whether it's just wonky hitboxes. Oh no. I wonder if the top line is real Russian. Damn it! I swore I'd waited until a good time to use that as well. Oh my god! I haven't gotten a single attack off! It didn't work for me last time, but I'm still gonna go big. Go big or go home. Heck yeah! Who dares wins. Oh god! She's gonna be really hard to hit, isn't she? Just gotta time it well, I guess. Beep beep boop boop beep beep. That was not well timed. I've got to try and time it as she's coming down, but it's... I don't think it's going to be... Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be too risky to try to use his top move. Because she fires attacks out so quickly. Or then again, she also tends to be mid-air, so... Ah, damn it. After fighting countless battles, Bug finally reached his goal. A certain someone had heard about this exploits. The day finally came when Bug would finally meet his hero. It was President Gorbachev. Thank you, Bug, for exemplifying the Russian spirit. Now it is time for celebration. Thanks for playing. I guess the only minor suggestion I got for that is them hitboxes feel a little strange. Other than that, it's pretty, this one's pretty solid. I had a pretty good time with that. Alright, so that's all of the desktop ones. So now it is time for browser games. I don't exactly know how this is going to work. Okay, so Yosemite birding, Birds Gone Wild. Right, so game capture's not going to do it. It's got to be the capture. It's going to be interesting. Oh, I've got to reset the screen, otherwise OBS won't let me resize the window. A little of this. A little of this. A little of this. Okay. Don't forget to call your grandpa. That is quite a muscly owl. Let's do a dance. Sorry, these muscles are for personal use. So, my heart meter's changing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Treetops? There's no activities left, are there? Yeah. I think he said, rodents are the thing he likes. Or if he said anything else, I don't remember what it was. I'm just going to have to guess, I guess. Have a frog. Oh, does not like frog. You got bug? Still not done yet. On a snail? I was just gonna have to keep giving him things until something happens. Okay, finally, photograph time. Oh my. Oh no. Maybe it's just as well that faded away. Why? Oh, so you have to get your heart rate below a certain amount in order to take a photograph. Alright. Guess I get it. So you're a sparring guy? Cool. Good. Well, this is where we already are, isn't it? Cool. How come only the location ever gets a check mark? So there you go. Get the photograph. Shouldn't skip through text too fast because it does actually give you clues as to. Ah. Right. Alright, so. Muddy stuff. So I guess he's gonna like a fish. Worms, right. Oh, so give him a worm. Give him a worm so you can. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that. Alright, so now I've had 3 birds. What do I do now? Okay, so I guess he was just dreaming about having sex with a bunch of bird hunks. Don't we all? Alright, so yeah, that was just that was actually a short, sweet, kind of fun little visual novel kind of game. Didn't outstay its welcome. got straight to the point. Pretty much. No, honestly, that was. I pretty much have no complaints. No. I really can't think of any suggestions for that. Apart from, oh wait, no, yeah, maybe some kind of way to know that you've completed the activities or gifts. Yeah. Actually, I don't know, because that might be confusing. Because the goal is to get your heart rate down below a certain point before you can move on. So I think the game does its job well enough for that, doesn't it? So I guess it just maybe I missed the bit of dialogue that said it, but for the first encounter, I wasn't actually sure what the goal was. I worked it out afterwards because the second bird, before you talk to them, tells you, it's like, yeah, if I get my heart rate below 80, I can do this, that, and the other. I don't think that was present in the first one, so I don't know. Maybe you expected the player to go for a different bird first. Other than that, yeah. I mean, that's more of a nitpick than a suggestion, really, honestly. Okay. So next up then is The Last Defender. Oh, this is irritating. Ichio has a little, button that appeared in front of the game. Just resize the window. Some dialogue here. So, yeah, The Last Defender. I have been a Split Defender for the past 5 decades, fighting off the invaders from space. Their armies seem to have no end and continue to relentlessly bombard us in large numbers. It's almost like a game to them, a cruel game of war and survival. Despite all our efforts and advanced technologies, over 70% of the human race has perished. We, the defenders, have failed. My men have fallen left and right, some I knew very well, as if we were close siblings, others not so much. But I am the last defender, and I will not let the invaders win this game. Okay, so, Space Invaders, it seems like. Arrows to move, spacebar to shoot. Oh, blimey, you move fast. Can the aliens destroy your bases like they could in the original? Oh, I can destroy my own base, okay. So yeah. Looks like you can't actually hit the invaders if they're too close to the top. Oh crap, it's starting to get hard. something kind of weird about this game. So you've got semi-limited ammunition in that you can see the bar in the top left. It refills very quickly. I assume it's like an overheat if you run out. But if you hold space, it runs out much faster than if you just rapidly tap it. Oh heck yeah. Oh god, that's loud. Ah, my hand! Wait, why can't I pick these up? Oh, I can if I... Oh, there goes the sound again. Why can't I pick this power up though? Okay, so it looks like the reason I can't pick it up is I can only have one power up going at a time. That's kind of cool, I guess. If you have to make a compromise, that's not a bad one to make. Oh, time to destroy your ears again. Crikey. Let me take that down just slightly. I don't really have a lot to say about this. It's in many respects, this is probably the most believable sequel of the Jam I've played so far. Like, I could believe that this was a Space Invaders 2. The shooting is nice and juicy, although there's some clear issues with sound balance. When does this game end, or does it just go on forever? Like the original Space Invaders. I'm pretty sure that went on forever anyway. It's like the power-ups collide with enemies. That's kind of weird. I suppose one comment might be the game might be a little too easy. I mean, but this is the 8th level now? Yeah, this is level 8. I've not really felt like I've been in any danger yet. Also, I'm not really sure that overheat mechanic actually serves a purpose. Other than to prevent you from, like, using turbo fire. We're going to have to stop this on this wave. Oh god, the sound! Wait, why'd I die? I still got health. Is the health bar not working correctly? Or did I just trigger an instant death condition? Like, did an alien reach the ground or something? I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I think this is probably the most sequel-like, unnecessary sequel that I've played in the entire jam so far. Like, everything else just a sort of kind of silly tongue-in-cheek, whereas this one, like I say, this one could, like, believably actually be a sequel to that game. Yeah, it controls pretty good. Like I said, the game felt relatively easy. I mean, obviously I was dying without realizing I was dying, because it seems like... I mean, unless I triggered some instant death condition, it seems like the health bar isn't working correctly. I did notice that it looked like I was missing some health, but every time I tried to pick up hearts, it didn't do anything, so I'm not sure that that was behaving quite correctly. The shield power-up felt kind of worthless, given how passive the enemies are overall. Like I say, there's not really much fire to dodge, which is just as well, because I feel like if you did have to dodge a lot of shots, the ship feels kind of slippery. So if you did have to do precision bullet dodging motion, I doubt you could do it in this particular ship somehow. Yeah, other than that, pretty good. Plenty of juice. Switch it off. Alright. Now, this one could be quite interesting. If I can get someone join for this. Now, this is apparently a multiplayer game, which is why I've saved it for last. Because later in the night I have a better chance of getting people to actually join. Okay. Right. You know something? I'd probably have a bit more luck if I downloaded the version of the game for the correct operating system. So let's do that. Let's get the correct version. Okay, there we go. That's correct now. So yeah, let's get rid of this shit. You know what? While this is doing its thing, I'm going to take a quick beer back because I need some water. Yeah, be right back. All right. Ah. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh dear. Well, this is a problem. Hmm. Hmm. Uh. Tell you what, I'm going to check in on the game author about this. Because, yeah. It's probably a false positive, but let's double check. So, yeah. I'll give them a couple minutes, see if we can get a response. It's like, got one of the Game Jam judges in on that as well. I mean, here's the thing. I have my doubts that a member of this game jam will have actually willingly submitted some malware. Willingly. It's possible that their machine was already infected and this thing just piggybacked along with it. So, either way, have to bring that up. You know what? I think it's a slightly more appropriate static. Appropriate static? What am I talking about? Appropriate message for this. Okay. No. Alright. There you go. Alright, so this is unfortunate. Well, I don't know. I mean, it could be a false positive. In fact, I'm pretty damn sure it's a false positive. Do I want to risk it? Well, I'll obviously exit that cleanup. And let's try it with another scanner. Well, Clamwind doesn't have a problem with it. Alright, I'll tell you what. This stream has gone on long enough as it is. So, to just err on the side of caution, I guess we'll just have to leave it there. That's a pity, because like I said, this particular game is multiplayer, and I was looking forward to just dicking around with a few friends in a weird little game just for a little bit. Assuming it worked, of course. But I just don't know if I want to risk it. Does anybody else say anything about this? Nah, hardly anyone's actually tried it. The only two comments are pretty good and gonna make a mental note to try this during the Gong Show. So either nobody else scanned it, or it really is just my particular malware bytes is freaking out for no apparent reason. Of course, it is also possible that the malware was on my end all along. Oh well, that's a pity. Yeah, I did not think didn't think the stream would end like that. I was hoping to, be a bunch of ducks. It just looks like that's not happening. Oh well. So I guess I'll just wrap up the stream there. That's a pity. But hey, that's 9 games done, so we might be able to do Honk 3D another time. Maybe once we've established for certain that it is in fact safe. And so that leaves, other than that one, about 20 games to go. Almost in the final stretch. Actually, I have almost no idea what to expect out of the last 20 games either. Like, this lot were made by some people I'm at least semi-familiar with. So, I kinda knew what was coming. But from here on out, I just haven't a clue. Apart from Arseholevania. I've got some kind of idea what to expect from that. But yeah. There may actually even be one more multiplayer game, depending on how the idea, depending on what the idea actually is. I'm just sort of judging it based on the game's title. I'll just leave it at that. All right. Well, cheers for hanging around if you did, and if any of the developers of their respective games were listening, I hope my feedback was at least helpful. And if my feedback wasn't helpful, I hope at least watching me stumble around in your games was helpful, or at least enjoyable in some way. Chances are I'm going to give your games a lot more time than the Gong Show will, but rest assured, the judges give the games ample time, and they give you thorough feedback and stuff as well. So I've generally found with these jams, the judge feedback is pretty much the best part of the jam in terms of usefulness to the developers. You want to talk entertainment? Well, yeah, the Gong Show is the most entertaining part, but in terms of what's useful, judge stuff, absolutely the judge stuff. So yeah, looking forward to those write-ups. And also looking forward to just reading up on any post-mortems if you fancy posting them. We've yet to post our own. Kind of been looking at giving feedback on everyone else's games before I go ahead and take a deeper look at our own. Also gives other people a chance to give feedback, so we can take other people's feedback and add it to our own reflections. So yeah, I think it's a sensible order of things. Anyway, cheers for hanging out if you did. I'll end the stream there though. Cheerio, and hopefully tomorrow we'll do another 10 games, and hopefully there won't be any more either malware or false positives like we've had just then. Incidentally, I will not be the only stream soon. I believe Dieting Hippo is going to be starting a stream. It's named Jamflix and Chill, and I believe it starts tomorrow. I'm not 100% on that. I believe it starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. I don't know my American time zones, I'm sorry. Anyway, cheers very much. See yous.